Hello, I'm Mona Santana. This is my daily gratitude list where I list and talk about 5 things I'm grateful for that hopefully you guys can relate to as well. Number 1, I'm grateful for the past. Yesterday I said I was grateful for the future, so it only made sense to me to say that I'm grateful for the past because without the past, you wouldn't really have enough information to decide what it is that you want for the future. There are many things in our lives that potentially were not good things in our past, but there's a lot of great things in our past as well. So it makes it so that you can kind of learn from those experiences and decipher what it is that you want to create for your future. And the past is also history of the world. And so we can also look into things of that nature in order to learn from those experiences as well. Hopefully, we don't always do that, but that is an option. And so the past is a really great place in order to be able to learn things. So I'm grateful for past experiences and the collective past experiences as well, because sometimes I will look to things like that in order to try and understand what's happening in the world now better, because a lot of times things just keep happening over and over and over again in order for you to be able to learn new things, hopefully, because sometimes we repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat the same things that that we are stubborn about, and I mean that individually and collectively. So I'm grateful for the past, and hopefully you can learn from the past as well. Number 2, I'm grateful for octopuses. Octopi. Is it octopi or is it octopuses? I've heard octopi, but octopuses sounds better somehow. So I'm grateful for them. And I'm choosing that animal because I think they're just these really amazing creatures that live under the sea. And somehow they don't look like anything else. They're so unique. They're so original. Their whole outfit is amazing. I mean, really, they have 8 tentacles. I mean, it's weird. They're so weird. I mean, I have to say, like, I honestly feel like things like that are things that I like to think about. Why are there octopuses under the sea, or octopi, whatever? I think they're so fascinating. They're like chameleons even. They're really intelligent, and they're just this really fascinating creature. I wish I knew more about them, because I don't really, but now I probably will, because I started to think about them when I was thinking about things that I want to put together for my gratitude list today. I thought, well, what's like completely like a random animal that we see all the time, because it's something that I think we all are fascinated by, I suppose. Some people eat them. I can't eat them myself, but whatever, I'm not going to go into that, but I do find them to be really fascinating and also really cool looking. So I'm grateful for octopuses, octopi, whatever. Number 3, I'm grateful for calendars. I'm grateful for I'm grateful for calendars because that way you can figure out what you're going to do every day of your life. If you got a lot of stuff going on, you can write it down. You can put it in your phone, whatever. But you have a calendar, so you're like, oh yeah, March 29th, I am going to go meet my friend for coffee at noon. Because, sometimes you don't remember stuff, so you write it down somewhere. And calendars make it so that you could do that. It's great. It's obviously another way of measuring time as well, so that's very helpful in our world. So I'm grateful for calendars. Number 4, I'm grateful for a film from 1984 called The Never-Ending Story. This is completely out of left field for me, I think, because obviously I'm always choosing musicians and things and out of the 60s mostly, but that isn't always true. I love The Never-Ending Story. I actually never saw the Never-Ending Story until I was until like just a few years ago, during the pandemic. I thought, I never saw that. What the heck? It popped up on my Netflix or Hulu or something. I don't remember. And so I watched it, and I just thought it was an amazing story. I mean, it's esoteric. It's you can interpret it in many different ways depending on your perspective. It's really amazing. It's a fascinating story. I never knew until I saw it, and so you can you can get so much out of it. I ended up watching it several times since, and it's become one of my favorite movies, which is really surprising and unexpected, I would think. But not really, because it turns out a lot of people really love that movie. There's a whole movement of people who are super into the Never-Ending Story. I had no idea. But I love that movie, and it really touched me in a way that a lot of movies don't. I'm endlessly fascinated by it. If you've never seen it, really you should watch it. Even if you don't like the music from that era, or the fantasy type movies or whatever, but it's a really very interesting story, and I think especially for kids, because it kind of tells you about life in a way that I don't feel like other children's movies do at all. And I wish I would have seen it when I was a kid. It's just such a great movie. I don't know how else to go on about that other than I think it's fantastic, and I am grateful for the Never-Ending Story. And if you've never seen it, you should watch it because it's pretty cool. Number 5, I'm grateful for paper towels. Paper towels are very handy, and I use them all the time, and I'm sure you do too. It's funny because they're just there, just being paper towels, and who cares? Except for you should care. Because if you didn't have paper towels, you would probably just use regular towels, and then you would have to wash them all the time and waste water doing so. Paper towels probably waste a lot of other types of fibers and whatever, but I think they're more sustainable anyhow. And they're necessary. We need things like these. So I couldn't help but notice, I'm like, God, I've been using a lot of paper towels lately. And I thought, well, I need them, so I'm using them. And I'm grateful for them. So paper towels, why not, right? Anyway, so the more that you can be grateful for these random things like this, like paper towels, Never-Ending Story, calendars, the past, octopuses, the better, because it makes it so that your brain starts to default to a more optimistic way of looking at things in your life, and realizing that there's just so much surrounding us that we should have gratitude for. It's an abundance of things, and we're lucky and really fortunate, especially to live in a time where every single possible thing that you could possibly want is at your disposal. It's amazing. Like if you lived 100 years ago, you wouldn't have nearly as much access to all the things that we have now. And it's really incredible. We're so fortunate. And so the more that you can think like that, the happier you'll be, especially if you practice consistently. So if you've been joining me regularly, I hope that this is having an effect on your life. If you just started joining me, please continue to do so, because it's good for you and everyone around you. So anyway, please like this video and comment if you have anything to say, because I'm more than happy to communicate with y'all. And please subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And have a lovely day, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.